All right, welcome to the I Love to Watch You Play podcast and video series. Today we're joined by Gordon McClellan, working with parents in sports. He's joining us from the UK, where they are having very similar issues with coronavirus and not having been able to play a lot of sports. And so today we're going to talk about, Gordon, your top 3 things for parents to know when we return to sports, which is slowly starting to happen. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Looking forward to it.
So what is your number one thing that parents should be aware of?
I think the first thing is that everybody's been in the same boat. You know, I've read so many things about my child's getting left behind, whether that's academically, sporting wise, everything else. And actually, everybody's in the same boat. And now looking forward, I think we need to start with a blank sheet of paper. I think we need to take what we have learned from this period, start again, and control the things that we can control. You know, let's help our children get back into things with, you know, the scheduling, their sleep patterns, their exercise, their nutrition, everything we can do that we can really control. I think our children are going to need a helping hand over the next few months.
Everyone feels really stressed that somehow, and maybe there are some kids out there that have been working on their own every day, but probably not the majority, right?
No, absolutely. No, of course they haven't. And, you know,
As your son?
Yeah, he's done a little bit, but it's almost killed me, Asia, in doing it, because I have had to get out there and do things that I thought I'd parked 20 years ago. So it's taken a lot of role modeling and active encouragement. But look, I spoke to some Olympic athletes the other week and some parents of Olympic athletes, and do you know what? Even they've had a tough time and been training a few days because the Olympics were cancelled, and so what? We've got another year. So I really don't think we need to worry too much.
Okay, so what's the number 2 thing parents should be aware of in returning from Corona?
Yeah, I think our children are naturally going to be nervous. You think how we are as adults, that sometimes we struggle with a bit of social anxiety. You know, when we go into an environment or a room of people that we're not familiar with, or places that we haven't seen for a while. And I think we need to be aware that our children may feel that. Some will be great, some will just go running off and it'll be like they've never been away. But there will be some, you know, apprehension there with our own. And I think we've got to be aware of that and focus on all the good things in the sporting experience that will help give our child the confidence as they return, the things that went well for them before.
So start having some dialogue with them about that and what it's going to feel like before it comes, and being, just aware that it could, especially I'm guessing you're talking more about the younger kids. It has been a while, and it is going to seem like almost like starting over, really. Gordon, what's your 3rd tip for parents and kids returning after coronavirus?
Yeah, I think it's really important that at this stage we don't have too much expectation. You know, when we're not ramping up the pressure, we're unlikely to return maybe at the levels we're at, and I think we're going to have to be patient. And I think we're going to have to just really work on again back to the processes, isn't it? And just support our children as they find their feet again. So definitely don't have too much expectation at this stage at all. Just help them control the things that they're in control of.
I know a lot of parents have been concerned that when the kids return, I have a soccer player who plays at a high level, and it's so competitive when they're just practicing and training that they're going to all come back and try to do all this stuff that they used to, and really injuries. But our coach did assure us, and I'm assuming and hoping most clubs around too are taking the same approach, that is easing them back in. So in our minds, we're like, oh, they're going to be scrimmaging right away, and they're never going to get through that without a ton of injuries. But I think it's important coaches and the administration and parents understand there is going to be a process to ease them back in. It's not just going to go right into how they used to be training.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just, as you say, it's just like the start of a new season again, isn't it? It's just straight back to pre-season training. And, you know, if we don't do that, we are going to end up with a catalogue of injuries. I mean, the professional footballers have found that around Europe in the last couple of weeks, where, you know, injury rates are sky high, and they're doing it as a full-time job. So yeah, I think we've got to be aware and ease our young people back into it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, Gordon. As always, great information, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.